Being a Longhorn is pride, achievement, family. It's about belonging to a vibrant community that strives for greatness in everything. Being a Longhorn means engaging in STEM education, starting your path to college in elementary, and earning a college degree in high school. Being a Longhorn is a choice to lead, to innovate, to thrive in any setting. Here, you'll discover that learning isn't limited to textbooks. We believe in hands-on experiences that ignite creativity and fuel imagination. As a Longhorn, you have the opportunities to grow beyond the classroom, from the stage to the field. It's a great day to be a Longhorn. And when the time comes to graduate, you'll leave with a sense of accomplishment, knowing that you're prepared for whatever the future holds. The pride of being a Longhorn is something that cannot be described. It's better to experience it and feel it. This is Cedar Hill ISD. We educate, empower, and inspire.
Well, good evening, Longhorn families. We thank you for joining us for tonight's Digital Parent University, where we will be focusing on all of our advanced academic programs we offer here in the district. We are currently in the middle of course requests for all of our students, and so we wanted to give you all of the information you would need to be able to make informed decisions regarding your students' academic paths. And tonight, presenting to you will be, I am Dr. Courtney Jackson, the Executive Director of Counseling Services, and I'll be talking to you a little bit later in the presentation. And we also have with us tonight Ms. Tiara Brown, who is our Coordinator of Advanced Academics and Innovation. So she'll be also giving you information tonight.
Good evening, Longhorn family. Again, I'm Tiara Brown. I am Advanced Academics Coordinator, as well as Innovation Coordinator. And tonight I have invited some very, very special guests who is going to open us up by sharing their testimonial of their experience within their AP course as a student, and then the parent aspect where he'll share his experience and how he supports his student taking advanced academic courses here in Cedar Hill ISD.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Haley, and I'm a current 9th grader enrolled in this program. I've been attending Cedar Hill Collegiate Academy since 7th grade, and I'm currently taking AP Human Geography. So at first, I was definitely a little nervous because obviously not only was it my first year in high school, but like also my first ever AP class. So I didn't really know what to expect or like how everything would go, but like luckily, Mrs. McDaniel, who was our counselor, she did a great job explaining everything about the class and how everything would go. This class is much different from some of my non-AP classes because of just like the curriculum in general. It's obviously much more challenging and much more work than your average class. For this class, there's definitely a lot to be covered in so little time, so I would definitely say it's a lot to keep up with. It's a very fast class, so you have to keep up with it. And I would say this class is great for the future and just the credits you get for taking this class and just all the information you get out of it. It's like, in the long run, I would say that it's a great class to take, and I'm very happy that I was able to take this class.
And Haley, could you share with us the name of the course that you're currently taking, the Advanced Academics course?
AP Human Geography.
Awesome. And then did you share your campus, your current campus?
I go to Cedar Hill Collegiate Academy in high school.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And I should have said, I'm introducing the Hemp Hill family. Thank you so much, guys, again for sharing with us tonight. And then, Haley, is there anything else you want to share with us about anything that maybe students should know or anything that's, pertinent to an upcoming AP student?
I would say definitely when it comes to like the work and stuff, your teachers are definitely like gonna support you and like give you the resources that you need. So definitely, if you ever have any like issues, or if you're behind, or you can't keep up with the class, definitely get with your teachers, because they will help you. They want you to succeed, and they want to give you the right resources for your specific class. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Haley. And then Mr. Hemp Hill, whenever you're ready, could you talk to us a little bit about your experience as a parent?
Yes, ma'am. A couple of ways that I support Haley in the rigorous studies is I communicate, and I ask her very frequently, how are you doing in those classes? Are you struggling? Are you having any trouble? Do you need assistance? Do you need tutoring? I initiate those conversations, open up the door for her to tell me it's okay. If you are having an issue, it's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. It's hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's hard for everybody. So don't be discouraged if it is hard. We're going to do everything we can to help you. And I also check her grades often, probably a whole lot more than she desires that I do. So that the benefit of being able to just go online and see what those grades are in real time consistently. I actually check them probably a couple times a week. I know sometimes she may not, tell me where she is, but I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help her be successful. And I also don't have a problem communicating with the teacher. I'll reach out to the teacher if grades aren't updated, or if she does need tutoring and she doesn't ask, I'll reach out to the teacher and say, hey, when are your tutoring opportunities? And I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure she's able to get to tutoring, whether that's during the school day or after school.
That is awesome. Awesome. And do you have any word of advice for upcoming AP parents if they're thinking about getting their scholar enrolled in the advanced academic courses?
For sure. One thing I would say is give your scholar grace to grow. Again, as Haley said, it's different, and this is her first time taking a hard class on that level. So give them grace to grow. It's okay if they do struggle in the beginning, because it's a little bit more rigorous than what they're used to, or the school that they came out of. Give them space to grow. Give them space to stress and complain. Just support them and pat them on the back. Reinforce your support. Let them know I'm here. Whatever you need from me, you don't have to wait. Encourage them to ask for support and help early. Don't wait till week 5 and you only got 1 week left to say, hey, it's hard. I didn't get it. I was struggling. No, if you're struggling in week 2, let me know. And let's figure out what we need to do to help you make it to the end of the 6 weeks with a great grade.
Oh, that is awesome advice. And I love how you said the last piece. You said give them grace to grow, because nothing like when your scholar is stressed. If parent is stressing with the scholar, then that takes their level of anxiety all the way up as well. So
right.
Thank you so much, Hemp Hill family. Thank you so much for sharing. And you will see Haley should you see her around campus. Just continue to encourage. And Haley, if you see any upcoming new AP scholars, we invite you to encourage them as well. And thank you guys so much for sharing your testimonial.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So, as we've stated, the purpose of this presentation is basically to provide you with an overview of the many advanced academic pathways we offer here in our district, and then to help give you information to help initiate conversations with your scholar as they're preparing to select courses for the 25-26 school year. And then at the end, we'll be ready to answer any questions you may have regarding next steps.
So here in Cedar Hill ISD, we have the honors program. Formerly, you may have heard this referred to as pre-AP courses, but formerly we call it honors here in Cedar Hill. So we have those course options, and then we have the advanced placement course options. Normally, this is at the high school level course level work, but occasionally, depending on the course, you may find the 8th grade AP course here and there, but more than likely advanced placement courses are happening from 9th to 12th grade. And then you have the dual credit option, which Dr. Jackson will go further into as we get closer towards the end of the presentation. So those are the 3 advanced academic course options we have here currently in Cedar Hill.
Okay, so questions that you might ask. Who are you doing this for? If you're working with your scholar, there are some things that you might want to consider. Who are you doing this for? Why would you want to take an advanced academics course? The next thing is, are you disciplined? Like, yes, it is a lot of academic rigor, but it's mostly about our students being disciplined enough to keep up with the coursework, make sure they're able to balance their schedules. A lot of our advanced academic scholars participate in extracurricular. They're athletes. They are in theaters. So just making sure that they're able to balance their schedule as well as their social life. Are they dedicated? Is it a student that is going to keep up with the grades, know to go when and how to speak to their instructor when there are issues or concerns or questions, and just willing to take that extra step to make sure that they stay on track? And do you have time? Again, most of our advanced academic scholars are also athletes and participating in our CTE pathways. So do you have time to manage the rigor of these classes?
Excuse me. So a few characteristics we want to point out that's common in advanced academic scholars. We want the scholar to be willing to meet high expectations. It's okay if they don't know, or it's okay if they experience rigor, but it's the mindset behind it. And we want them to have a willingness to rise to the high expectations of those courses. Of course, they have to be hardworking to make sure they stay in the courses, because it's not going to be an easy, or it's going to be more challenging, but we want to make sure the students are willing to put in the hard work. They have to be self-motivated, because I think Mr. Hemphill touched on this piece just a bit, but it is challenging. And sometimes I know that he mentioned that he can motivate his scholar, but we want intrinsic motivation from the scholar as well, because during the time she's not near her parents, we want to make sure she has the tools to proceed and advance through the course. We want the scholars to meet the challenges with curiosity and resilience, simply because when you're pros with the challenge, we want to make sure that the scholar has a mindset to innovate a solution. We want them to be organized and possess the time management skills. Organization just takes you far in advanced courses and non-advanced courses, just simply because you have 7 courses along with whatever extracurricular activities you have. So you want to remain organized and organize your time as well. And then lastly, you want to do your homework and be prepared for class. For instance, some courses may have a flipped classroom approach where you'll have reading and or videos or prep work to do before the lesson the next day. So we want to make sure our scholars, or an advanced academic scholar, is prepared and make sure they do the pre-work so that they can fully engage in the lesson to come.
So what are the benefits of participating in our advanced academics pathways? Our scholars who participate in these pathways are most likely to graduate from high school. They're more likely to transition to one of our 4-year college plans. They are less likely to take developmental courses in college, so that saves money for our parents. More likely to persist in post-secondary settings. So they are getting the rigor in high school while still having the supports of the high school setting and supports of home. So when they transition over to post-secondary settings, they are already familiar with the coursework of an advanced class. Accumulate more credits for those that will be taking the dual credit pathways. They do accumulate college credits, as well as those taking AP courses by participating and passing the AP test. So they could leave high school potentially with college credits. It is an increase in class rank because our advanced academics courses are weighted, and we'll go over that a little bit more later in the presentation. And it's just a decrease in college time, which again is a savings overall, because when they leave us with those college credits, that's less college courses you'll have to pay for when they transition to their 2-year or 4-year plan. And so that's the cost savings of it all.
So the additional benefits we want to highlight within AP courses, each course you'll have an AP exam to take. The cost of the exam is $95 normally, but each scholar here in Cedar Hill ISD will have the opportunity to take that course, take the exam for that particular course at $0. If you were to take the same course at a community college, you would pay around $177, give or take. And then if you were to take the same course at a university, you would pay $678, give or take. So we want to make sure that our scholars know the advantage they're receiving just by enrolling in an AP course at the high school level. As it relates to your rank and GPA, Dr. Jackson, you want to speak on that piece?
I will. So all of our general education courses are on the 4.0 scale. And then for those scholars, as it relates to our GPA that is associated with our rank, we our honors courses, which Ms. Brown told you were previously known as pre-AP, those courses get 5 points, additional points. And then our AP dual credit courses are more on the 6.0 scale. So any advanced academics course is an increase in rank points toward our weighted GPA, which is affiliated with our rank policy. And then we'll talk a little bit about our honors courses that we offer. As Ms. Brown said earlier, there are 3 levels in Cedar Hill. We have our honors courses, which lead into one of the 2, the AP and the dual credit courses. And our scholars are able to take a mix of all 3. So that's why we want to make sure we inform you about all. So the honors courses, as we said several times, was previously known as the pre-AP courses. They are designed to be rigorous, and they prepare you for both AP or dual credit tracks, whichever your scholar decides. They are designed to help begin preparing you for college, the rigor of college, and scholars do not have to qualify for these courses. So if this is something you're interested in, we'll tell you next steps on how to ask more questions and see which courses would be best suited for your scholars.
And here are our current middle school honors courses that we currently offer here this 24-25 school year. And oh, go ahead, Dr. No, you go ahead.
Okay, and then we also offer honors courses in our high school, which again are good courses to prepare you for advanced for AP and dual credit courses. And here are a list of those courses that we offer at our high schools.
So now I'll speak a bit about advanced placement courses and how we currently, or what we currently offer here in Cedar Hill. First, before I get into that, I want to kind of share a resource. I did include the QR code for parents who are accessing from a cell phone or from a nearby device. But if we were to go to this link just shares basically, you can see the actual AP course and its alignment to particular careers. So for instance, which careers would benefit a scholar who's taking AP pre-calculus or AP calculus. So I will not click on a link, but I will give you an opportunity to either screenshot or click and access the link. This is really, really good for scholars to align their interests early. So that they can have an early detection of things they may like or not like, and or they can learn what they're most interested in so that it can aid in them picking their college major if they don't already. And if they do have their college major, it can help them decide whether they really want to do that major or whether they want to change the path before it's too late. So AP is pretty much, it's the acronym AP is advanced placement. It's the rigorous level course offerings, usually associated with the College Board platform. College Board pretty much is the platform we use for navigating the curriculum and navigating a lot of other resources revolved around the actual course. Scholars will create a College Board account. After creating a College Board account, this is where they will access their actual AP scores once they take the AP exam, and all things AP will be through their College Board account. AP courses are equivalent to college level coursework. So it's equivalent to your very first year or your freshman year of college. Those are the level of rigor that you will have within your AP coursework. They are more challenging. I know you've heard that word several times tonight. That's why those characteristics are going to be key for students who enroll in those advanced placement courses, because they are challenging and we want our students to be able to rise to the occasion. And then lastly, once you take that AP exam that we mentioned, the $95 exam that's free of charge to you, you will have the opportunity to get your college credit just by scoring a 3 or higher, meaning a 3, 4, or 5 on that particular exam for that course offering. As it relates to the advantages, AP courses are nationally accepted by public and private universities. So when you oftentimes have a list of course offerings and you are taking them from high school to college, it's good to know that the courses are nationally accepted. For fine arts, foreign language, and a host of science and social studies courses, those courses are also normally widely accepted by the private and public universities as well. But we do want to caution you that depending on the university, you may have a different standard of what's considered passing as it relates to awarding a college credit. You can score a 1 through a 5. Normally 3 to 5 is considered passing. However, it may differ just depending on the university you are applying to. The rigor of the exams will limit the number of students who can earn college credit. Basically saying, I don't know. I don't think they're saying anything aside from what it said. Just the rigor of the exams will limit the number of students who can earn the college credit. Universities can limit the number of AP credits that can apply towards your college credit, meaning that they can say they're only taking up to a certain amount of credits just based on, again, the particular university you're applying to. So here in Cedar Hill, at the high school, we do have 2 high schools here in Cedar Hill. At the flagship, which is Cedar Hill High School, these are our current AP offerings. As you can see, we are pretty rich around the 4 subject areas, but we also offer a variety of elective courses there as well. And I know most recently we've added computer science. I think that's one of the more newer courses. I think we brought that on this academic school year. And then AP Pre-Cal. If you notice a few slides back, we had this as an honors offering. Now we have it as both the honors and the AP offering. So those are the 2 most, I guess, the more the newest. Those are the newest courses, but this is everything we offer at Cedar Hill High School. And then we have the collegiate offering. Of course, you know the collegiate is not as big as Cedar Hill High School, but if you can see at the bottom, collegiate is a growing campus in the AP community. We did add 4 new courses this school year, and we plan to add more for next school year. Here's the current offerings for the collegiate high school campus. So again, the college credit piece of taking AP, when you enroll in AP, you do not automatically get college credit. You do have to earn a 3, 4, or 5 on an AP exam to actually receive the college credit from an AP course. When it comes to challenging things and rigor as it relates to AP, you do want to also take note of your resources. One resource we do offer is a live study session conducted by our AP professors. This is normally offered in the spring to any student enrolled in AP, and that is free of charge as well. This is normally set up or discussed with your professor, and you can also set up to go see your professor during their office hours so that you can access additional assistance from them should you need it. Okay, so enrolling in an AP course does come with certain expectations, and you do have to be invested in the actual AP course offering track. We do expect for you to meet your instructor's expectations. A lot of instructors give syllabus. Not a lot. All of them will give you a syllabus at the beginning of the year. You want to stay up to date on what's coming up. You want to make sure you are calendaring in your assignments, and you want to make sure that you are turning them in on time. If you have pre-reading, you want to make sure you're accessing the pre-reading in any prep work prior to receiving instruction. You always want to come to class prepared and ready to learn. Turn in all assignments. Do not get in the habit of doing late work or turning in late work, and do not get in the habit of not turning them in at all. This can be detrimental for you as a college student. Deadlines are deadlines. The parent investment. We do have investment on the parent end, as well as we heard from Mr. Hemphill at the beginning of the presentation. You always want to support your scholar. You want to support the study time. You also want to, in the supporting the study time, you also want to talk to your scholar about pivoting. Definitely those scholars that are engaged in several different activities and organizations, you always want to talk with your scholar about pivoting and making sure that they are balancing their time so that they can get those AP things done for that particular course. You want to monitor progress. You do not want to wait to the end, or you do not want to wait to the very last drop of time to try to fix anything that's wrong within the AP course. And you also want to take note that you will not receive grades as often all the time. Definitely if it's a course where an AP college professor is teaching it, they may differ a little bit differently from how the school disseminate grades. So you want to make sure you're monitoring the progress. And I think Mr. Lewis mentioned that as well. You definitely want to ensure that you're attending your tutorials and Saturday sessions. You want to make sure you're communicating that with your teacher. And should you have something come up, you always want to communicate early. And then you want to purchase your additional classroom materials. Anything that you're needing to be successful, you want to have that purchase. If you have trouble purchasing, you want to communicate with your resources early via whether it's a parent or a counselor or anyone you have access to, family member that could help you with making sure you have those necessary additional classroom materials. AP summer projects, depending on the AP course you're enrolled in, they will offer summer projects for you to complete. This is a project that you will do for the duration of the summer, and it's normally due within the first day of school, if not the first week of school. For example, during the AP English Literature, Lit and AP English comp, you may start off with your reading whatever novels you'll be working on at the beginning. You may start that summer reading and making sure you have those novels read so that when instruction starts, you're ready to engage in instruction. And that goes again with making sure you're prepared, because if you are not, then that would limit your success in when you get ready to test or begin curriculum for that particular course. You want to make sure you complete the assignments again so that you are up to speed, because it could put you behind and it could be detrimental to your success in the course. And normally those would be on the website and or communicated directly to you from your instructor. The advanced academic agreement was put in place so that you as a parent and you as a student would know upfront what the expectations are. It's definitely a guide as to how to get into the course and how to stay into the course. You definitely want to take the academic agreement form seriously, and you definitely want to read the entire agreement, because you do not want to sign your name to something that you are unsure about, or you are unsure if you can uphold your end of the bargain. So This is normally provided at the beginning of the year, either by your AP instructor, and I know you can also access this or will be able to access it on the website as well. So you want to access those agreement forms, read them all the way through, and if you have questions, you want to ask those questions, and when you are fully aware, you want to sign and return it back to your AP instructor. Okay, so these are the different distinctions as it relates to, these are the academic distinctions as it relates to your involvement in AP courses. You can be an AP scholar. You can be designated as an AP scholar with honors. This is very similar, guys. In college, you have certain academic honor levels as well. This is very similar to that. I won't read verbatim what each one entails, but basically the higher you score on those AP exams and the more consistent you are with keeping those scores high on the AP exams, you can see that the accolade tends to get higher and higher. You can go from an AP scholar all the way to a national AP scholar just from your exam scores. All right, Dr. Jackson, take us away for dual credit.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Brown. I just want to note that a lot of the expectations for students and parents that she went over for AP also goes for dual credit courses. So we have the same expectations for all of our advanced academic scholars. And so I want to talk a little bit about the difference between AP, which Ms. Brown just went over in detail, and dual credit courses. And I want to also note before I go into the differences is that most of our advanced academic scholars take a combination of all of these courses. So we don't have just solely dual credit and solely AP scholars. They take a mix based on what their academic needs are and also what their plans are for the future. So with the AP classes, you earn high school credit, but in order to get the credit for, the college credit, you do have to pass the AP test, which she talked about, with the score of 3 or higher. For dual credit classes, you earn both high school and college credit upon the successful completion of the course. So you pass the course, it automatically goes onto your college transcript. Both courses, you attend classes with your high school students. I just want to note that some of our dual credit classes are online, and we have some courses that are mixed. So some of your scholars will be taking online courses with traditional college students. So it could be a mix with our online classes, but for those that are face-to-face during the school day, those are taken. I'm sorry. Excuse me. As you can see, I am at a campus right now. Those courses are taken with their peers. With the correct exam score for AP, you may transfer more out of state and private colleges, as Ms. Brown went over. The core classes transfer in dual credit to any public Texas institution, but you'd have to go school by school for other out of state schools. With AP, you can choose whether to share AP exam scores with the college or not. But with dual credit courses, your final grade does go on your college transcript and will be with you forever. So we do have students that choose to retake courses even if they pass because they know it does impact their college GPA. And then with AP, because the AP teachers are hired and employed through Cedar Hill ISD, hired through Cedar Hill ISD. Parents are able to communicate with those instructors because they are traditional teachers. However, with dual credit classes, we have a mix. Some of our instructors are Dallas College professors. And so our scholars are the only ones able to reach out and contact those professors. But we are growing in our number of credentialed instructors that are employed through Cedar Hill ISD, yet credentialed to teach our dual credit courses. And then our parents also have access to those teachers so that we can have an open dialogue regarding their success. And then dual credit gives qualified high school students an opportunity to earn college credit while completing school requirements. Our dual credit programs are offered through collaboration with our IHE, which is our higher education partner, Dallas College. Our campus is Cedar Valley. One thing I want to tell you about this is we do have two collegiate pathways. We have our collegiate high school, and then we have our ECA program offered at Cedar Hill High School. If your scholar has applied and is accepted into these programs, your scholar is automatically placed on a track to receive an associate's degree. So upon completion of their 12th grade year, your scholar will graduate from college with an associate's degree as well as from high school. But we do offer dual credit courses to any of our traditional scholars as well. So if you're a parent who has a kid that is not on one of our collegiate tracks, but still wants to give them an opportunity to take college courses while in high school, you do have the opportunity to do that during our course selection window. And we'll tell you more later about that. And so we have linked here for you the list of all of our dual credit course offerings. And we have it's our articulation guide. I don't know if we're going to share this presentation so that you can open it and review it later. But we have courses that when we say articulated, each of our college offerings is articulated to one of our requirements for graduation, for high school graduation, so that the scholars are on track for both the associates as well as the high school graduation. And this chart breaks down how those articulations are done. And so how are college classes offered on the high school campus? It's different for both of our campuses. At our collegiate high school, the 9th and 10th grade courses are very similar to what we offer at ECA. They're offered on campus, either with a credentialed instructor that's hired through Cedar Hill High School, or Cedar Valley will send us instructors from the college to instruct our kids, or we have online courses. And so that is how it looks for 9th and 10th at our collegiate high school. And that is also how they look at for our ECA program at Cedar Hill High School. However, our 11th and 12th graders at our collegiate program are solely on the college campus. That's where they learn. That is where all of their classes are taken. And I just want to point out that in Cedar Hill ISD, books and tuition for our CHISD scholars is paid. It is free of charge to our families. In the past, as you can see, there's only one bullet on the slide. In the past, we did charge for retakes if our scholar is not successful the first time and needs to retake the course. However, now all retakes through Dallas College are also free of charge to our families. And then we're, as I mentioned earlier, moving into our 25-26 course selection windows. Our scholars are meeting individually with their counselors, and they're picking courses for next school year. So you want to make sure you have a conversation about your scholar about these advanced academic options. So as they're meeting with their counselors, they're able to select the ones that are best suited for them. And then how do you request an advanced academic course? As I said, you can reach out directly to your scholar's counselor, or you can just make sure that you have that conversation with your scholar as they're selecting courses. At the end of our options window, when we are finished with course requests, parents will get about a 3-day window to review what your scholar selected. And at that point, you'll have an opportunity to make any additional changes. So if you see that if you've talked to your scholar about one of our advanced academic courses and you don't see it on his or her course request that you get to review, then at that time, you'll have a Google form where you can go in and request to sub out one of the courses that they selected, so that you can have that placed on his or her schedule for next year. And there are some sequence requirements here. So there are prerequisites for some of our advanced academics courses. And so we listed that here for you. You can open that when you get access to the presentation. And we'll add it to the course for next year. If your 9th grade scholar is currently waiting to see if he or she was accepted into one of our collegiate pathways, our ECA or our collegiate high school, they have a crosswalk. And so the counselors are already aware of which courses need to be added to their schedule. Advanced academics courses need to be added at each grade level. So your scholar will not need to request that if it's permitted into one of these programs. Okay, that concludes our presentation for the night. I know we gave you a lot of information in a short amount of time, so we want to open the floor now for any questions you may have. Okay, thank you. I'm just going to read it to you all. Thank you for taking the time to share such valuable academic information with the families and parents of our Cedar Hill scholars. Your presentation was very informative, giving our families the tools and understanding they need to make confident, informed decisions about the courses that will shape their scholars' futures. Your dedication to helping our students succeed is evident, and we're grateful for the impact you're making on their academic journeys. Thanks for investing in our community. And we want to say thank you, too, for being here tonight to show that you're our partner in educating our kids and making sure they are on the right path. So thank you for the comment and thank you for your partnership. Okay, we'll wait a couple more moments in case we have a few more questions to come through. And then Ms. Brown and I are available via email if you have any additional questions that come up after the presentation. We always welcome your feedback or your questions, and we're just happy to support you through this selection process for your scholar.
And our emails will be just our first name dot last name at CHISD.net.
Mm-hmm.
Spelled exactly as you see it on the screen. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. We had a blast speaking with you about advanced placement courses. You heard from our parents, you heard from our scholars. Now all we need to do is get you guys enrolled in those AP courses, and we shall see you guys in the fall, hopefully. Oh, we have a question.
Your question coming through.
Okay, for incoming freshman age, both CTE and AP courses available to them at the same time. Yes, sir. Great question. Yes, you will have CTE courses and AP courses available to them at the same time.
And we will be doing course selection. Well, the 8 for CTE courses after we have our next, what's it called? Level up for ninth graders, rising ninth graders. That's when our current 8th graders will be selecting their CTE pathways. So that happens in about 2 weeks.
Hey, Dr. Jackson. There is a question for one of our Hispanic parents here. Let me add it, and I'll translate it. So she's asking. She wants to know when will the families be notified of the acceptance?
I know the application window ends on February 3rd, but I want to turn it over to Ms. Brown because she's in our innovations department. She will know more about the acceptance letters.
Okay, just 1 minute so I can translate. Señora Rosa Marías, la ventana de aplicaciones cierra el 3 de febrero. Entonces, ahorita Ms. Brown nos va a dar más información acerca de su pregunta.
Now, she's asking about acceptance letters into a particular program. Is that right?
One of our choice programs.
Oh, choice programs. Okay, so yes, so the application will close February 3rd, and then the next week after that, I want to say, because we the application did close on the 20th and we pushed it back, so that makes the notification push back by 1 week. So around February 10th, we should have a notification to you guys. We did extend the deadline. We had a few snow days and a lot of different things going, so the deadline is now February 3rd. So we have extended the notification piece as well. So, but you can see the full timeline for Choose Your Seat on the website, and or you can email Reg, REG, CHOICE, choice at CHISD.net with any particular questions, and we will provide that timeline and or answer any questions you have regarding Choose Your Seat.
Ok, acerca de la ventana de aplicaciones, la extendieron por algunas razones. Entonces, el 10 de febrero aproximadamente es cuando van a estar recibiendo notificaciones. Puede ingresar a nuestra página web para que reciba más información, señora María, en la página web.
Thank you, Eduardo.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Thank you again for joining us. Please feel free to email us with questions. Oh, we have a question. Thank you. That was my next question. How many electives are available? My student has honors courses, athletics, and orchestra, but is also interested in CTE courses. Is this an option? So that is a heavy load, when our kids are active in so many different pathways, but it is possible. We have the elective options are determined by grade level and also how much of the high school requirements have been completed. So primarily our rising ninth graders will have the 4 core, and many of them have not taken the required speech elective, and some of them have not completed their foreign language elective. So typically our rising ninth will have 2 to 3 elective course options. And so the honors courses will be a part of their core, their 4 core. So with those the athletics and the orchestra and the CTE, you can use those other 3 open electives for that. So course request is really case by case based on the kids' selection process and requirements.
And Dr. Jackson, may I circle back around? I do have our Choose Your Seat timeline pulled up.
Okay.
I give as accurate dates as I can.
Okay.
I mentioned February 10th, the date for Choose Your Seat lottery notification, basically stating that it'll give you your status in the lottery for the program you chose is February 7th. And then you'll have approximately 2 weeks from there to accept your seat. Definitely for those scholars who applied to 2 different programs, that date is February 21st. So that's the date the parent has to say, I will be attending this particular program for the fall. And that way you'll be assigned to that particular seat. After that 21st deadline, the waitlist scholars will move up to a seat, and then those scholars have 72 hours to accept their seat. So all should be done by the end of February at the latest. But again, I encourage you to email regchoice@chisd.net for particular questions regarding Choose Your Seat.
Okay. If we have no further questions, that concludes our meeting for tonight. We thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.